All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Today is the 26th. It is 8 o'clock Central Time here in Florida. Yes, I live in the Central Time zone of Florida. What do we expect after yesterday's move, the move back down into a little bit of demand? We'll kind of go over that and show you my expectations going forward. I did send out a video over the weekend about ES, and I'm still sticking to that. Yesterday's dip was right into a smaller demand zone. And I'll show you that here in a minute. And then we're going to go over Tesla, Microsoft, Facebook, Apple, Disney, Beyond, Rocket, and Workhorse. So quite a few here. Let's go ahead and get started. So on your left, I want you to notice that we do have a weekly chart, and over here on the right, we have a 4-hour chart. This is the ES futures. For every 10 points, you're looking for about $1 in the SPY. So where are we and where did we go? Yesterday, we went over this, and you can see this little green arrow here. This little green arrow is part of the trendy indicators. It's basically showing you where we could find buyers. You could see that on that pullback yesterday, we pulled right into the arrow and closer to our lower target. We did go bid. It was a nice little shakeout, and here we are this morning, right at all-time highs. Okay, over here on the weekly, nice continuation candle. Typically, we get 2 to 3 continuation candles on the weekly out of a formation like this. We are extended just a tad here from the 9 EMA. I want you to notice also that now the 9 EMA on the weekly is confluent, okay, is confluent with the green box, okay? So in the event of a pullback, again, the green box is my target. Red box was target. We hit there last week to the tick. We pulled back, we consolidated a little bit, and now here we are. So what can we look forward for today? If 38.58 and a half can hold, I would say about 30 minutes on open. We need to see, and I'm gonna go ahead and draw this out for you. Okay. We need to see a nice push above this level, a pullback. What was resistance is now support, and that's confirmation through a higher high. My target up here is 38.8198, and I don't expect more than this into earnings. I expect us to start reporting some big names, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I do expect more chop. Today's line in the sand is around 38.4875. So I'd like to see bulls hold this. If we do pull back, I would expect 38.30 to go bid. Let's go ahead and move on into our next. We do have some debit spreads in Tesla. That's the way I like to approach earnings. We had a great trade on equity yesterday, pushed up about 30 points for us immediately. So a very nice, quick daily trade for us. And then I was stopped out on the last piece, overall being a very good trade. So where are we today? Again, on the left, we are on the weekly. So far, what we have going on here is a double inside and up, and that up is continued over this 884.80 level. Today, I would like to see this level hold again for about 30 minutes to an hour. Don't forget about yesterday's high, most likely pushed up about 78 to 88 point percent. Yep, 88.7% into yesterday's high. This right now is going to be that choppy area. So please identify 893.4 by this blue dotted line, 884.80. Okay. Set alerts there. Everything between here is just noise. Let it do its thing. The bigger breakout is going to happen over 895, and then I would expect that move potentially into 921. Tomorrow is their earnings, and we do again have a debit spread on that. As far as yesterday was concerned, Tesla, it was up 23% on that spread. Okay, it should be up a little bit more than that on open this morning. Okay. So again, you could see the green arrow, just like I pointed out on ES. I would expect buyers to come in here. For some reason, we were to pull back to this green arrow. That's around 875. Okay, let's go ahead and move on into Microsoft. So a lot of the semis got upgrades today. They're sitting at about 231.99 by 232.20. I'm going to go through this very quickly. Over here on the left, this is my weekly look. Nice little cup going on here, the pull back into the trendy edge, and nice cup and handle. far as this is concerned, my stop or a pullback entry on reclaim. Two different entries here. Let me go ahead and draw this out for you. The pullback into this level, the trendy edge and or this 227.79. I'm only long if we can reclaim. Stops go in where I'm comfortable, and then I'm trading this to the upside. That's the event of a pullback. Okay. All right. Now, since we are approaching resistance up here at 234, I would say be cautious on this gap up. One of my favorite things to do is just look at the gap this morning, go ahead and measure that gap. And what we'd like to see is that this gap can hold about 231 and a half. So please mark 231 and a half on your charts, and then mark this high, pre-market high at around 232, 233. Okay, 233. All right, so we have two areas that we need to mark. All that's going to be noise and chop between there, or speculation. Think about it. So we're going to chop in there. If your expectation is we're moving up to the top target here at 234, then we are speculating. I'd like to see the confirmation above the highs. We don't have to wait for confirmation. If we speculate, we go smaller and add on confirmation. Again, targets 234 by 236. Let's go ahead and move down here into Facebook. All right, I also have a spread on this, looking for a little run into earnings here. Again, please check your earnings. 127 after market. Today is the 26th. Okay, this is the weekly. You can see we came into the green box. We haven't looked back since then. We continue to push up. This is called an ACDC. Basically, accelerator decelerator equals ME. The price target that we're looking for is 285 by 288. The breakout itself will happen over 281 and a half. As long as this edge holds. So let's go ahead and open this up. 275 needs to hold. And then we're looking for 285, 288. Again, the bigger breakout happens over 281 and a half. Okay. Hey, Jeff, we see your camera. That's what Sean's saying. Does he have his pajamas on? That's what's important, right? Everybody, morning, Jeff, right? That's so funny. I love that. I need to come in here with my pajamas on. All right. Anyways, let's move on here. Facebook, we went over that. Let's go ahead and look at Apple. We sold our spreads yesterday. I sold my spreads. Gapped up here about $1. All right. Now I want to show you the bigger picture again on the left. Nice cup, a handle right back to the trendy edge. That's not surprising. We look for the edges to be support when price is above and pulls back. You can see we came back yesterday right into that trendy edge here at 136.67 and went bid. Is that a surprise? No, not if you're a trendy member. We expect that. Over here on the 4H, this is what I like to look at. Nice little flag going on here. Again, like most charts that I've shown you, we have a little green arrow here. If for some reason we were to pull, I'd expect buyers to come in around that 141 and a half, 141 level. All right, so two different entries here on a pullback and a reclaim of 141. I like to get long. Just a nice little day trade, okay? And then over here at 144.53, this is more of a breakout trade. So if we break out above 144 and a half, I'm looking for the move into 148.70. That is Apple. Let's go ahead over here on Disney and take a look at this. The reason I like Disney is because it pulled back several weeks. All right, you're going to see that here. 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, but look where it pulled back to, right into a trendy edge. Okay, this is our long-term support edge, the blue edge. Okay, and nice little push here from our green arrow. And notice that the 9 EMA is under. It does not have to come back and touch. So void under 170.28, support 171.67. It's been moving since I posted this early this morning. What we'd like to see on the 4H It's going to be a struggle. It needs to get past this cloud. Once we break past the cloud, I'd expect it to pull back, check the trend line, and then further up we go into 175.28, possibly 177, and then overall looking for 179. Please take note of earnings. We have a little bit further out on this. Notice it is February 11th after market, according to Thinkorswim. Okay. All right, next one. We are in this trade. This has been a beautiful trade. And what I'm thinking about doing here, all right, what I'm thinking about doing here is actually going deep in the money or just at the money for several weeks out. We do have earnings coming in on March 11th. This is what our chart looks like. This is fairly new stock. All right, so just like most IPOs, it pushed up, it made a high, it came back to find buyers. We just basically been consolidating here, accumulating. And now we're finally starting to get that breakout over that next pivot at around $24. I like to see Rocket try and hold this 24. And again, like everything I'm looking at, 30 minutes to an hour on today's open, I like to see it up here. If it can't get up here and hold, I expect it to come down towards the green arrow. Once again, the 4 hours, if you guys have the trendy scripts, you're noticing that we have these green arrows on the 4H. This is an area where I would expect buyers to come in. You don't have to buy it blindly. What I'd be waiting for, again, just let it come into this area, just like yesterday, okay? Just like yesterday. We kind of flushed, but then bulls brought it back up. We reclaimed, stops go in, look to trade to the upside. Now, currently, we still have shares in this. These are up about 18% in the shares. Again, what I'd like to do is probably buy deeper in the money or at the money, buying several weeks out, looking for these targets up here at 26 to 27.89. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, Workhorse. I believe some of you folks are in this. Congratulations if so. Let's move back just a tad. I want to show you what this looks like on the weekly. Again, right here. Okay, just kind of stuck. All right, it's stuck in a range. Nice little flag building out here. A little pop into the trendy edge. This is a big level. When price is underneath the trendy edge, we look for it to be resistance until it's not. So you have two choices here. You're starting to see a pattern for today. Prices are pushing into our targets or our edges, and they are being rejected. Let the market open. Let the algos take over for the first 30 minutes to an hour. Be patient. And we have two different options here. Looking to go long if we can hold above here 30 minutes to an hour. And down here, if we were to pull back, these little green arrows are indicating that we have buyers in this region. If for some reason we flush it, again, stay chill, relax, let it reclaim. Stops go in where you're excited and where you're happy. Boom, push up, we get it even cheaper. All right? So it's all about risk tolerance. You're going to hear a lot of things, including me, saying that the market's been very, very bullish. I think everybody obviously knows this. Believe it or not, when you're a trader in a bullish market, it can be just as exhausting as it could be when the market's going down. You think to yourself, like, how many days do we continue to just buy something and it go up, right? We're all waiting for that pullback. The only thing I can tell you for myself is during this cycle, right before earnings, not understanding what the market is going to do, what kind of forecasts we have coming out on these bigger beta names, is that I go smaller, I allocate smaller, I stay in the trend, and that's most important. Trendy members, you know that the banners are my go-to, and you can see anything I'm trading. If this banner remains green, I remain bullish. They have not changed in most of the names that we are trading. Let's go ahead and move over here to member chat. Is there anything that you guys would like to go ahead and take a look at that I have not covered this morning? TLRY, there we go. So last night I looked at CGC and I was going to look at that this morning, but I bet It's already went bid here. So TLRY, let's go take a look here. All right, so it pushed up. Check this out, right? We can't make this up. So TLRY, it pushed up this morning. It looked pretty good. But notice yesterday where it hit, guys. You see that, right? It hit the trendy edge. We don't buy into a trendy edge. We sell into a trendy edge. We trim into a trendy edge. So once again, just like the chart that we were looking at before, we have two different options here. I prefer for myself for price to get back over this. Or on the 4H here, we have an inside and up that's forming right at the other weekly trendy edge. So this yellow line here on a pullback and a reclaim, or at least closer to this line, around 17 and a half, looks like a nice little buy to the upside for a second attempt to get past the top edges. That is the weekly look of TLRY. Look at this pivot high. I was trading this, I remember, when it hit 300, and here it is at 17. Doesn't look worse than that, right? So what happens if we break out above here? I have targets to the upside at or around 25.90 and 33.53. Notice at the trendy edge, anybody that trades supply and demand out there, if you look left, notice we have some supply right here. Okay, right in there. This is why the trendy edges work. Pretty beautiful. So again, needs to pull back to around 17 and a half or stay patient, wait for the 2061 break. All this in here is definitely tradable, but it's more from an intraday scalp perspective. Okay, let's move on. Let's see, Shant. I took this trade with you yesterday. I sent this out as a member trade, SDC. Now I bought a couple weeks on it. Okay, because do you know why I bought a couple weeks on it? Any idea? Yeah, exactly. It's at the edge. I don't expect anything right away. If we get it right away, that's great. But your idea, although I like the momentum behind it, it's coming right into edges, so we know those are resistance until they're not. So we're going to go smaller. I'm going to go smaller, and I'm going to wait for that push over. This is an ACDC that already took place. Okay. Notice that price was in the ACDC area. So then our target was here. Notice that price did push there and then it rejected. Now it must consolidate to break above these levels. Okay. On a bigger time frame on the weekly, look up and to the left. Our price above 1420, looking for 15 and a half and then a run into 18. I like this several weeks out. That's why we bought several weeks out. All right. All right, let's go ahead and look at laser. Last time I looked, this was what, about $1 down, I think. Trying to be patient with it. I think I bought a little bit of time here. Looks like it's up a little bit now, so that's a good thing. Let's see, Jared, are you at home today? Are you trading from home? Are you looking at your charts? Okay, cool. So you can see here on the laser, I want you to pull up your 4 hour, and then over here we have our weekly. It's an ACDC setup, man. So that's why I bought it. I'm looking for that target up there towards the blue line around 43. The first target is 39. But notice here on the 4 hour, we have a little glimpse of hope, right? We are creating, see that green arrow? We're creating that green arrow. That's what we want to see. We want to see a push over this previous high, 38.46, and then I think we can get our first target at 39.76. Currently, I do have on the LAZR 10 days expiration, 40 call, 5 February DTE. All right, let's go ahead and move down here. And CRSR. Hey, Omer, you've been killing it, man. So I head to Maui on the 11th, and I think you might have a job while I'm gone, right? I'm just messing with you, man. Who's all in favor for Omer, right? Let him take over for the week? Come on, man. CRSR. So here we are. Nice little flag. It's an ACDC as well. You can see we had a nice pop yesterday. We pulled, we came into the edge. Here we are, right? So you're looking for 42.76. As I said before, the easier trade is above 42.76. It's a nice flag, all right? 42.76, and then looking for 47.16. Nothing's changed here. It's a void underneath the weekly 9 EMA. So for me, that means that the candles must close under the weekly 9 EMA, not touch it. In a bullish trend, when price comes back to the 9 or the 8 or whatever you use, you should be looking for a reclaim and buying it as long as the trend is up. So if you're taking this on a swing, a weekly candle needs to close below the 9 before you start to get defensive. Okay, very simple. So far as today is concerned, again, 36.97 holds. We're looking for 42.76. Above that, 47. All right, Etsy. So I got two big upsets in the back of my mind that you guys wouldn't even know about, and that's Etsy and Beyond. Both of these charts were screaming my name yesterday and over the weekend, and I can't be any more sad this morning that I did not execute these. But this is great, right? Because I'm very transparent. Why didn't I take those? Because I have so many trades on. And sometimes having a lot of trades will keep you from making some of the best trades. So always check your shopping cart, right? Make sure, that you're happy with what you have. Always trim some fat, right? And maybe I don't have a lot of things in here. Most of these things are all positive. So it's hard for me to get rid of anything. But man, we'll go over that here in a minute. Etsy, 226 on the, I don't even know what happened here, you know? But anyways, I already put together a trade plan. This is what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and copy this and throw it in here for you guys. Did I already put this into focus? If not, there you go, DC, right there. Okay. All right, so neutral, 226.96 by 220.39. Same thing on a breakout. Be careful right around 230 and a half. It may pull and then come back to the neutral. Today, it's all about that. Can we take out the pre-market highs? If we could take out the pre-market highs, I think we can continue higher. In a name like Etsy, where you're already pushed up this high, we're talking 10%, I would be cautious. You need a lot of momentum, a lot of volume to come in here to continue that trend. You may not get that. You may get a lot of selling because people are excited. All right. Either way, I would take it in increments of about $2 every $2 trimming. Overall target 248 to 264. That's weeks out. If this gap can hold 30% of the gap. Okay. All right, let's see here. And okay. All right, Nokia, PL Carruthers, you're the second person that has told me to look out for this. So let's go ahead and take a look here. All right, guess where we pushed up to, folks? Look at these edges. Guys, I can't make this stuff up. You know the edges are there well before the price gets there. That's what's amazing. You have support at the edges, you have resistance at the edges, and you have a breakout into the edge. So guess what? What was resistance needs to become support. Give it a little bit of time. And OK is at 512. 480 needs to hold. Notice that the 4H9 EMA is confluent with the trendy edge. Again, for today, I'd like to see 480 hold. If it dips into 480, reclaims, nice little buy opportunity there, shooting for 537. Look up and to the left. Notice we do have a lot of selling right into this area that we're at. See this little gap fill? There it is right here on our chart to the right. Your next level of resistance, 514. That's about where we are. Above that level, you have an inside and down right here at around 540. Expected move 540 to by 570. Okay? 540 by 570, 480 needs to hold. Okay? There you go. See all that support, Omer? So we need you to step away from the office, Maybe tell, the commander, I got stuff to do, man. Trendy needs me. All right, real quick on Beyond, I want to show you guys the thought process behind this. I feel sick to my stomach. I do. I'm not going to lie to you. Anybody know why I wanted to take this trade? It happens. Nice reclaim of the weekly 9 yesterday. It was an ACDC. Push up into the ME. Look up and to the left. This trade yesterday, all I could see. Tell me what you see. This, all you see is this. The trendy edge. This is a target, right? Guys, when you see something like this, we're already past the inside and down, right? Then guess what? This is your target. Boom. This target, no longer a target. This is a huge extension off of the YE. You got the high over here. We're past that high. Jeez, right? Move up and to the left, possibly 228. Okay. Maybe they want all-time highs. You want to go for something if the premium's not high, perhaps 225 by 230. Use spreads so that you're not paying high up on the premium, but you're going for that all-time high. So again, 225 by 230, perhaps. Oh man, there you go. Yep, CL puts. So I got a CL put spread that expires. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. So we got about 27 days left. This is a hedge for me. All right. All right. So this was a hedge for me. And what I'm looking for is if for some reason the market does pull, I can make some nice money here. All right. So I have over here, give me 1 second. Market's about to open, so I need to hurry up. There we go. All right, so I did a spread on oil puts in the futures. I bought the 47 or the 48 and I sold the 47 and a half. It's a very small risk. We went over, hopefully you guys had a chance to join me in the futures room last night. I was typing away. We had two amazing shorts. I shorted the NASDAQ and I shorted MES. I covered the NASDAQ a little early. And then I had a perfect short on the micros to the downside on ES. So really nice to be able to buffer my account at night. We talked about hedging. We'll talk about that more later if you guys are interested. Far as the CL is concerned, Vince, it's going to stay there, right? It's going to stay there, man. So what I paid for it is my risk, all right? It's my tolerance. I'm fine with putting that up for just having it in the background. Okay, we know that oil is very volatile. Anything can happen here. And again, if we get that pullback into 51 and lose that, then I think we see 48 easy. I am not bearish on oil. Please understand that. Not bearish. Right now, we're trending up from the edge. We could definitely see 53, 56. Okay. All right, let's get over here before the open. We're going to put this on ES in the background. You guys know you're looking at my setup where I sit down. Same thing, bunch of stuff going on over here. But behind me, where I like to sit down and just relax, I have all of our trade plans back there on monitors, and I'm just going to watch those. Okay, so let's get back over here to the ES. We've already trimmed space this morning. All right, so we're going to keep a little bit of data on, and if that continues, I'll probably buy some options in it. All right. Overall, my sentiment for today, stay cautious, wait for about 30 minutes to an hour and see if we can hold these highs. Okay. If you're going to speculate and trade before that, and that's okay, I'll probably do the same thing. Just go smaller. All right, in our XLE, XLF, finding bids as well. We have some longer dated calls, 150 days out. Um, AMC also looking good on our spreads. We went ahead and closed the equity for almost what, over 100%. So not bad. All right, ES. Still trying to trip that alert up here at 38.59. Looks like every single one of my out of about 15 equity trades are up. Nvidia's flat right now. There we go. Notice that the alert's not working on Thinkorswim. That worries me. So typically when something like that's happening, we're about to see some volatility. I need to check with my developer in the background and see if we're seeing anything behind the scenes. So go ahead and reach out to him really quick. All right, our Tesla's at 50%, folks. 50%. So I'm not sure what you're looking for. What are most of you guys looking for? Are you looking to keep that into earnings or just kind of get out of that? Anybody? I know some of you guys are in that with me. Everybody's concentrating. You got out early. You're taking it. You're taking the money and running, or what are you doing? Earnings. Okay, Brazil. Nice. Facebook, man, I can't get those bids. Not really moving like I thought it would be. Okay, Money Tree says we're seeing 1,000. I knew Jeff, I knew you would sell. I knew you'd sell, man. That's all right, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Collecting money, right? Good job. Okay, there goes Facebook. We're starting to move a little bit here. I'm gonna wait about 30 minutes to an hour before I really do anything today. I think it's important. Stay a little patient this morning as we make new highs. Yeah, our SPY 400 by 420s. When are we gonna sell that, Roberto? We've had these were leaps that we took last year early. Um, what's it worth right now? It's at 710. 710 of contract? Okay, let me see. Oh wow, it is $7 a contract, not bad. All right, XLF, XLE looking pretty good this morning. AMC spreads. Facebook doing some stuff here. So I'm going to move over to Facebook. I'm not going to put too much emphasis on the ES today. I will set an alert down here at our bottom target, okay, before I move on. All right, a little bit of rejection like I expected here. Nice, nice, Homer. And let's bring up Facebook really quick. We had a little trade plan here for the day. See how it's working out. All right, we'll see if we can get that breakout. We're between the accelerator and decelerator. We'll see if we reject here. Remember, um, any of my scripts, anything that's showing above price is resistance until it's not. I'm going to go ahead and create an alert here. All right, so I'll wait for that alert there on Facebook. Let's go ahead and go over here into space. And let's see if we're going to get this move above the YE. Thinking 19 February's. We have some earnings coming in on 225. So we already have equity in this. Far as the strikes, what I'm looking at is probably a delta 60, the 37s, if we can break above and hold this level up here. So those are going for about 490 by 510 right now. I also have the option if I want to add in more shares. So it just kind of depends on what you're into. You guys can see right here, anybody that might be watching, these are our alerts. All right, so we're going ahead and breaking over this level here. These spreads are about 30 cents between here. You can see a little rejection there. That was our target though. Nasdaq's pulling a little bit. Like I said, 30 minutes to an hour, I think we'll kind of get the real picture here. So again, just stay patient. Facebook's up about 20%. Let's look at our share allocation. Everything's up. Nvidia's down just a little bit here. Everything else looks fine. Laser down about 15%. Tesla up 20%. Facebook up 25%. Laser down 18%. SDC down 30%. But I'm going to give that a little room. And you can see here rejection off of SBCE. So if you still have shares and you want to trim, that would be a nice area there. What my focus is after about an hour if we can get back above here. So I'm just going to walk away from that and let it do its thing. And let's go over here and check out some of these other names that are running. Wow. So beyond pull back big time. Hit that 226. We were talking about 225 to 230. Nice little pullback. Let's see if it hits 197 and then reclaims this. Actually, we can just watch it here. Remember, what was resistance becomes support. That's the idea. We'll just kind of watch that. So not going to do anything right now. Just kind of hanging out. Hopefully you guys are doing all right. You guys being patient? Taking that 30 minutes to an hour, like I said, or you buying up the town? What's going on? Nick, what are you looking at, man? So what kind of stuff you looking at today? I know you look at a lot of different names than I'm used to looking at. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, there you go. Nothing wrong with that either. Let's see. Let me look at CGC. Might have to buy some bud over here, right? All right, nice little push here on CGC. This was on my to-go list last night as well. I'm starting to push up very nicely here. Let's go to a weekly, all right, and just kind of see what we're getting ourselves into. So right here, you might be able to squeeze a buck and a half out of this still, up to maybe 40. Let's see here, see if we can get this thing going a little bit. See if we get a break out there. So what I did was I took some CGC, and you guys can see how fast those alerts are. It says what I paid, how much I paid, what time I bought, and so forth. No questions asked, and it gets there within seconds. So we'll just kind of give it a little bit of room. I'll create an alert up here at or above. That'll be our first target at 36.73. Anyways, you guys have a good day. I'm not talking to the members here, but we'll catch you back a little bit later. So.